Right, now that we've got our map sorted, we've done our legend, it's really important now that we look at how do we put into here these different landmarks that we need to use in the appropriate and correct places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this search bar and I'm going to write in my first one. Let's go Sydney Opera House. It's not working. Let's try again. Sydney Opera House. And then I can pick the one again. I'm going to pick this one here. You can see that it is right there on the end. Now, I've got two options here. I can either add a marker, but it will automatically put in the address, or I can get rid of this marker and put in other one. So I'm going to get rid of it. I know that that's where it needs to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this one, and you'll watch that my little man will come out. I bring my little man over, and I click on it. Boom, and I put in. Now, I don't need to do this. Because if I do this here now, this is for like an interactive map. I'm not doing an interactive map. We're going to use it as a standalone. So I'm going to click on this here. Again, boom. I'm going to just type in Sydney Opera House. Okay, and I'm going to go save. All right, here we go. Straight onto the top here again. Double click on it. Get rid of it. I'm going to go to Parliament House. And you can see here, Parliament House in Canberra. I'm going to click on it. It'll take me to Parliament House. Come down the bottom, click on Parliament House, bring my little man across, put it down there. Remember, I don't have to put the total in as long as I save it, and it's saved. I'm going to go now, get rid of all this. I'm going to go to Great Barrier Reef. There it is, Great Barrier Reef, Queensland, Australia. Boom, here it is. Oh, I'm not sure if I like this. I'm going to go back, back, and you can see here I'm starting to get, I can see the Great Barrier Reef going. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete the marker. I'm going to click on Great Barrier Reef. Now this is a polygon, and you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw some lines along my shape, along here, to cover up my area for there. When I'm finished, I double click and you'll see it will finish. And then I can click on my last one, Uluru. So let's go Uluru. There it is there, Uluru, Northern Territory. Once again, click on Uluru. Out comes my little tree. Hit save. And then all I do now is, if you look, I expand out. You will see that I have straight away put down where Uluru is, where my other two landmarks are, and where the Great Barrier Reef is. My next step now, gentlemen, after I've done this, is to go back up to the top and hit the ABC tool. This is where I can do a heading or a title. So I'm going to go to here and I'm going to type in Great Barrier Reef. And I'm going to save it. Now you can see now straight away I have a title there. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I'm going to do this one too, which is Uluru. Save. This one here, which is Sydney. Sydney Opera House. Save. This one here, which is Parliament House. Now, as you can see, it's not very well set out, not very well done. So what I have to do is go over here to the little hand. I click on the little hand, and then if I click on the hand, I can straighten up my map. And then I'm going to click on my little arrow button, and then I can move my headings around to sit in a better location. So I'm going to move this one over to here. I'm going to save that. I'm going to move this one here next to, I might put it up there, save, and I'm going to move this one here next to here and save. Now you can see we've moved it all around. They all fit in a lot better than where they were before. Okay, now that we've finished this part, this is where we have to then take the stuff away that we've used on this map and start to create our map. This is when we start to talk about what's called bolts. Now, bolts is a really great way of remembering how to do mapping correctly. The B stands for a border, the O stands for orientation, the L for a legend, T for title, S for scale, and then an S for source. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my snipping tool, and if I use my snipping tool, it'll allow me to put all the pieces together on a Word document. So I'm going to move this up the top. I've opened up a Word document. You know, you like seeing that where you said, here's one I prepared earlier. Well, here's one I prepared earlier. So here we go. We're going to go back to my map, open up the snipping tool. I'm going to go to a new snip, and I'm going to snip out my map of Australia. You can see I've done a nice little clean snip there, and I'm going to copy and paste it straight into my Word document. I'm then going to go back to my map. I'm going to open up my snipping tool. I'm going to go new. I'm then going to snip my scale down the bottom. Great one. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to open my Word document and I'm going to paste it in. Now at the moment I'm not too concerned where it is yet, but I'm going to show you how to move it in a minute. I'm going to go back again to my map. I'm going to open up my snipping tool. I'm going to go new. The last thing I need is my legend. So I'm going to snip out my legend. You can see I've tried to stay away from that pencil because I don't really want it. Bang. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put it straight into my map here. Now I'm looking a whole lot better. So here's what I'm going to do. Remember, I've snipped my map, I've snipped my legend, I've snipped my scale. So that allows me to know I've done majority of the things I need, but I still need to put a border around it. I still need to do an orientation. I still need to have a title, and I still need to have a source. So what we're going to do is we're going to straight away look at how do I fix this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch out my page so you can see it all. I'm going to grab hold of this one and I'm going to press a little button down here that says on top of text. You can see now I can move it anywhere. So I'm going to move it and I'm going to place it down the bottom of the corner. You can see that I haven't stretched it out. I haven't changed the size because my scale at the moment is perfectly exactly the same as how it was when I took it off of the computer. I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to once again put it so it says in front of text, and you can see it automatically allows me to move it where I want. All right. This one, however, if I want to make it a little bit smaller, I can. Okay, let's have a go through again the things I need. Do I have a border? No, I don't. Okay, so let's double click on this picture and I can put a border around it by using these tools here. That's the format button at the top. So if you don't know how to double click, you can just click on it once, hit the format button and it will work. Now I can put a border around my picture. Now remember, we're not looking for elaborate borders like some of these ones. We're just looking for a very easy, manageable border. It's like so. There's my border. I also like to have a border around my legend as well. I'm going to put it down as well. Straight away, it looks a whole lot better than it did before. So I've done my border. An orientation. Well, what's an orientation? Orientation just means, do I know which way north is? Which way south is, or east or west? And the best way of doing this is to go to Insert, Shape, and to get one of the arrows. And all I have to do now is draw an arrow that goes straight up. Now, I don't like it as a blue, so I'm going to change it to black. Straight away now, I have an orientation that says which way north is. The next thing that I need is a legend. Do I have a legend? Yes, I do. That's not me, gentlemen. That's the key down the bottom corner. Do I have a title? Well, yeah, I do have a title. My title at the moment is, yeah, I'm going to go down the bottom here, and it is, let's move it over here, Figure 1, and we always put down Figure 1 or Figure 2 or Figure 3, depending on what we're referring to. And in this case, we need to be very specific about what it is that we're doing. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see it. So Figure 1, and I'm going to call it a map showing the major landmarks within Australia. You can see it's very specific. There's my title. Now, normally we know a title as being at the top of the page, but in a mapping, the title goes at the bottom of the page. The next one is a scale. Do I have a scale? Yes, I do. There it is at the bottom there. 500 kilometres is that little distance. And the last one is a source. Now, the source is the person who last created or modified the map. In this case, the person who modified or created this map was me. So I'm going to put in my name. If you're modifying the map, you'll put in your name and the date. Now, today's date is the 3rd of the 9th, 2018, and then I'm going to close my brackets. So for those people who are up to this stage, remember those things. You can stop, rewind, go back. If you need to ask any questions, please come and see me. I am more than happy to help you out in doing this task.